quest for perfect starts with imperfection, and that's where Autoformer shines. If you want to be informed about Autoformer, then join me for this episode of I Don't Have a Band, right now. Welcome to episode 35 of I Don't Have a Band. Hey there, I'm Dan, the self-proclaimed Lonely Rocker, here with a late-night abridged version of I Don't Have a Band. At the time of the taping of this episode, we're right in the throes of this international virus scare. I don't even want to say it by name. It seems like a lot of videos are getting demonetized just talking about it. This video is not about that, but just sort of mentioning it because it is a strange time. I certainly hope everyone out there is doing okay. It certainly messed up my schedule with the schools being closed. My kids are home, so I'm really backed up into a late-night session to shoot this episode, but I'm committed to keep the content coming out best I can, and much like me, my good friends at United Plugins are still working, and they continue to drop plugin after plugin, and today is no different. They sent me over Autoformer from their Sound Device Digital team. Really caught me by surprise, but gave me a chance to have a look at it before it hits the street, and what an interesting little plugin it is. It kind of sits in its own niche. It's a dynamics tool designed to really prep all of your tracks, just to getting them, sitting just right, fattening them up, filling some gaps, and just, helping you create really rounded tracks. And whatever you like to do with your tracks beyond that point really gives you that good starting point. I've said before, Sound Device Digital, they've dropped Front DAW, we've got the Royal compressor, and I've kind of given them a little nudge that maybe we need to see an EQ plugin one of these days. But again, sort of in building this really great channel strip, plugins that just get your tracks sounding right. And in the spirit of using less plugins, I like plugins that offer different functions kind of working together. And it seems that that's what this plugin is doing. Well, I don't need to jump in because I'm already here. So why don't we get started and take a look at Autoformer from United Plugins. Okay, I've got a little project here that I wrote and recorded for actually the last episode, and it's sort of a work in progress. I thought it'd be a good track to use for Autoformer. I'm going to focus on bass and guitars. So let's take a listen to the track as it stands now before we add the Autoformer plugin. Okay, let's take a quick look at the features of the plugin. We'll start with the preamp section. The second I saw this, I knew right away that this is pretty much Front DAW. Minus the high-pass filter, you've got models of 3 different preamps, a gain control, and saturation controlled by the Mojo knob. The balancer section is designed to control variances in volume and fill gaps or dropouts seamlessly. The sear dial is basically the look-ahead for the leveler dial that makes the actual adjustment. The compressor section gives you transparent compression. It's designed to give you a final finish for the track with minimal additional color. And you've got an output dial to tweak the final level of the signal coming out of the plugin. And the 5-section LED meter allows you to monitor levels throughout all stages of the plugin. Each section has a handy bypass feature to let you solo in on each stage or bypass features altogether. Let's turn some dials to see what Autoformer does on bass. Okay, let's throw Autoformer on the guitar track and see what we can do there. Well, there you have Autoformer from United Plugins. What a really interesting plugin it is. In the spirit of using less plugins, it's great having plugins like this that sort of offer you a bunch of functions all working together. The challenge with using plugins sometimes is, getting them to work properly, getting them in the right order. And obviously, the more experienced you are, you've got your own plugin chains and it sort of comes naturally to you. But, you're jumping in between plugins or have multiple ones on the screen. Where something like this, gives you a workflow. Like the FirePresser that I reviewed recently, where they give you 4 different compressors all working together, creating some really unique compression flavors. This plugin sort of similar logic, where you've got different stages of things that you would do naturally anyways, but they're working together to help you shape the sound of that track. Whatever else you're adding beyond there, getting into reverbs and et cetera, and other EQs and things like that. But it really is a good setup plugin. I could still use a channel strip off the top, drop this thing afterwards and just get that signal really fat and clean, and then go on from there. So great job by United Plugins once again. Really excited about this, and certain it's going to do really well. United Plugins has 15-day free trials on all of their plugins, so there's really no risk to try it. And with something like this, I highly recommend it, because again, it's kind of unique, so you want to get a feel for it to see what it can do. So definitely check it out. You can find the plugin at unitedplugins.com. I'll have a link down in the description. Thanks again for watching this video. If you've got any questions, definitely let me know in the comments. I am on Patreon. If you want to support this channel, you can check me out there. Again, links to everything are in the description, and look forward to seeing you again on the next one. As always, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and please like, subscribe, and ring that bell to stay up to date. Remember, you don't need a band to rock and roll. There are a lot of great musical projects you can do by yourself, right from your own home. I hope to see you again next time.